Hello, this is Dominic for CreateIndieGames.com. Welcome to part 4 of this tutorial on how to create indie games with GameMaker Studio. In this part of the tutorial we are going to learn how to check if the puzzle has been solved. And the way we're going to do that is by checking whether the number of boxes that overlap a pallet is equal to the number of pallets. But before that, we need to create another room that will display a nice message saying something like puzzle solved. So let's go ahead. Let's go to backgrounds, create background, load background. And in the menu subdirectory, you will find the sprite called puzzle solved. Now let's give this a meaningful name, something like bkg underscore puzzle solved. And then let's go ahead and create a new room. Go to backgrounds, select the new background sprite, and then uncheck tile horizontal and uncheck tile vertical. And let's set X and Y to 60 to have it somewhere in the center. Then go to color and select blue. So now we've got a new room, but let's give this a more meaningful name. I'm going to rename this to room underscore puzzle solved. And I will also rename this other room, and let's call this one room level 1. Next, we are going to need an object that checks if the puzzle has been solved. And to do that, go to object, create object. Let's call this object controller. And add an event, step, end step. And now we're going to the control tab and click this execute code action, because we need a script to actually do this check. And let's add a comment at the beginning, count number of boxes and number boxes in place. And let's initialize the variables to 0. Number of boxes equals 0 at the beginning, and boxes in place will also be set to 0. And then we have to iterate over all box objects and see if they do overlap with a pallet. So the with statement in GameMaker does two things. First, it iterates over all instances of the box object. And second, it changes the scope to refer to that box instance. So if I write X inside the with statement, this X will actually refer to one of the box instances. If I do want to refer of the X of the controller object, then I would have to write something like other.x. Okay, so next let's check if there's any pallet at the same position. There is any pallet at the same position as the box, and we can do that by using the position meeting function. Position meeting, X is the X of the box object, Y is the Y coordinate of the box object, and object palette, of course, is the object we are going to check for. If so, we increase boxes in place by 1, but if I leave it like this, it would refer to the box object. So I have to prefix this with other to make sure it does actually refer to the controller instances variable boxes in place. And we also increase the number of boxes, the total number of boxes, by 1. That's it for the script. And next we can go ahead and check whether these variables are equal. So add a test variable action and then enter number of boxes and compare it to boxes in place. And if those numbers are equal, then we know we have to change to the other room. So go to main 1, go to different room, and select the puzzle solved room that we have just created. The next thing we have to do is to add the controller object to the first level. But before we do that, I would like to create a sprite for this controller object, even though it's not going to be visible during the game. But I just like having nice sprites for everything. SPR controller, then go to load sprite and select the controller sprite and select it in the object as well. And then we can go ahead, open the room level 1, select the object 5. Oh, okay, seems like I didn't rename this yet. So I have to press OK once, and then it will adjust the name here to object controller, and then I can open room level 1, and I will find object controller in this list, and we can add this anywhere in the room. It doesn't matter because it's not going to be visible during the game. Well, actually it will be visible because we have not yet unchecked the visible checkbox here, so uncheck that. Okay, now let's go ahead and test the game. Now I will actually try to solve the puzzle rather than just randomly pushing boxes around. And we will see if it does actually change to the other room. Yes, it works. So let's move on to the last part of this tutorial.